There are moments in history when the walls are not just broken stones. They are broken identities, broken hope, broken faith. The book of Nehemiah is not just a story about rebuilding a city. It is a divine blueprint for rebuilding lives, communities, and spiritual authority. Today we journey through the life of Nehemiah, chronologically, critically, and prophetically, to uncover what it truly means to rebuild under pressure and lead with prayer in a hostile world. Nehemiah lived in Susa, the capital of the Persian Empire, around 445 BC. He was not a prophet by title, not a priest, not a king. He was a cupbearer to King Artaxerxes, a trusted official responsible for protecting the king from poisoning. This meant Nehemiah lived in comfort, while Jerusalem lay in ruins. One day news arrived from Judah. The walls of Jerusalem were broken down, the gates burned with fire. The people were in disgrace. Nehemiah did not react with strategy first. He reacted with grief. He wept. He fasted. He prayed. Before he ever spoke to a king on earth, he spoke to the King of Heaven. Nehemiah teaches us that true leadership is born in intercession. He did not rush into action. He waited. He confessed sin, both personal and national. He understood something many leaders miss. You cannot rebuild externally what you have not confronted spiritually. After months of prayer, Nehemiah's sorrow was noticed by King Artaxerxes. This was dangerous. Sadness in the king's presence could cost a life. But God had already gone ahead of him. Nehemiah prayed silently, then spoke boldly. He asked for permission to return to Jerusalem. He asked for letters of authority. He asked for resources. And the king granted everything. When God assigns a vision, he also arranges provision. Some doors will not open until prayer has matured your courage. Nehemiah did not beg. He did not fear. He asked with clarity. God honors prepared faith. Nehemiah arrived in Jerusalem and did something remarkable. He told no one his plans. At night, he inspected the walls, quietly, carefully, strategically. Before public action came private assessment. Nehemiah understood timing. Vision spoken too early attracts unnecessary resistance. Not everyone needs to hear what God showed you, especially before the foundation is laid. Once the work began, opposition rose quickly. Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem. They mocked, they threatened, they plotted violence. Nehemiah responded with prayer and action. Workers built with one hand and held weapons in the other. This was not paranoia. This was wisdom. Any God-ordained rebuilding will provoke resistance. But when prayer and perseverance walk together, the work continues. Nehemiah refused distraction. I am doing a great work, he declared, and I cannot come down. greatest threat did not come from enemies outside the walls, but injustice within the community. The wealthy were exploiting the poor, charging interest, seizing land. Nehemiah confronted this boldly. He rebuked leaders publicly. He restored what was stolen. He led by personal sacrifice. Spiritual revival cannot coexist with social injustice. God's work is not complete until righteousness governs leadership. Despite threats, lies, intimidation, the wall was completed in 52 days. What had been ruined for decades was restored in less than 2 months. The enemies lost confidence. The people gained identity. When God builds, speed follows obedience. Ezra the scribe read the law aloud. The people wept as they understood the word. But Nehemiah said, "Do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is your strength." There was repentance, covenant renewal, commitment to holiness.